What is good, Neo family? It's your boy Ray-Jay back with another video, and in this video, we're going to be talking about the one and only Neo and why I'm extremely bullish for the near term and long term futures. We're going to talk about what on earth the mainstream media is saying about Neo as well. We're going to talk about what Neo has put on their Twitter quite recently. And before I give you guys my price prediction about Neo or anything like that, I do have to mention a couple of things. First off, I'm not a financial legal or taxation expert, so do not take this as financial legal or taxation advice. Everything in this video is solely for entertainment purposes only. And also, if you guys can, please smash that like button if you want to see more videos like this. It not only benefits me, but benefits the entire Neo community as a whole. With all that said and done and out of the way, guys, let's get on with the videos. Looking at Neo from the 1 day, 1 minute candles, we could see that something very interesting played out today. Now, we are currently down 1.92% for the day. We had ran up to $43.52 before we dropped. And we had quite a bit of volatility where we dropped to $41.82 a share. Then we ended up closing at $42.29 a share. So we did start running up towards the closing. If I bring up some Bellingers just like this, we can see that we hit the upper band many times, but for the most part, we did touch the lower one until the very end. We ended up running up just like that, showing Neo has quite a bit of strength, and it's actually looking quite good looking into things for next week. Now, for RSI, once again, it's just all over the place, but quite a bit of strength out there, which makes Neo look really good. The closing was a little bit weak, a tiny bit on the weaker side, just closing at 42, which I do think is not necessarily a bad sign, but I just want to put it out there that we may be in a phase of consolidation before the next leg up comes. If I bring up the 6 month chart and then show you guys the RSI, it's still indicating massive strength out there. There was a drop, as you can see right here, a bit of a drop, but it's still pretty strong. It's still looking pretty good because that's just normal, as Neo is not just going to go up. There are going to be times it goes up, it drops a little bit, it goes up again, drops a little bit, just like that. Just like what we saw right over here from the run up to 55, just like when it ran up to 60, similar things. Now, the last technical indicator I want to show you guys is the MACD. So let me close the RSI real quick. The MACD is showing something so awesome. You could see that when we were at $33, the bullish cycle started. Neo ran up, it began to trade kind of sideways before running up again, and then slowly continued on the bullish cycle, stair stepping its way up, all the way up to the 40, the $42 range, somewhere around there. Okay, then we entered a bit of a bearish cycle where it dropped just a little bit as the report from October was not looking that great, but that's also because of the overall EV market and other things that were going on, external factors. Then it began to trade a little sideways, and now the MACD just flipped quite recently, yesterday, or about 2 days ago. The MACD flips and indicates that we're entering the bullish cycle again. And then Neo immediately ran up to $44. It dropped a little bit, and then it's most likely going to continue to run up leading up to next week. So we're either going to trade sideways, in my opinion, or continue to run up. But before I give you guys any specific price targets, I do want to talk about what the news is saying and other big pieces of things to look at. So right over here, it states that Nio stock forecast. Nio attempts to stretch win streak to fifth consecutive session. Nio gained 0.48% during Wednesday's trading day, and it ended up seeing lots of green here and there. But the media is talking about the fact that Nio has some very good price targets out there. They're talking about how, and it's not really good for me to say this, but they said it's a very generous price target of $67. I don't want to say it's generous, guys. I think that's just a realistic price target. So that's basically implying that, Neo doesn't have that much potential, which I disagree with. I think it has insane potential. But many analysts are saying that Neo will hit $67 soon. Other ones are saying the 60s are coming very, very soon. And I definitely see that coming quite soon as well, especially because of the fact that on December 18th, 2021, Neo has their big Neo Day coming out. It's not a quarterly earnings day, but it's a Neo Day where they're going to have big announcements. And the fact that you guys have to remember something. Neo Day was supposed to be in early January of 2022, but they made it much earlier. Instead, it's going to be December 18th, 2021. So why did they make it early? What is it that caused them to do that? It's obvious that they have some big announcements that they want to put out there as soon as possible. They may want to bring the price, up as much as they can. They may want to announce European expansion, something about their ET7 model, something about Norway. I mean, big things are coming. So it makes me very excited and bullish for this company. Now, the Motley Fool said something very, very strange. They said why Neo stock dropped on Friday. And it basically talks about the fact that Neo had a winning streak and they basically dropped it for the first time, which was just recently. And despite that, Neo was pitched against X-Peng and Li Auto, and even though that's happening, they're talking about the fact that Lucid is starting its deliveries of its first car, and Lucid's doing really well, and they're pumping up other stocks as well, which is why people are saying that that may have caused Nio to drop. Now, many banks out there are giving price targets of $70 a share for Nio, and you basically expect it to soar, but the drop is basically showing that maybe it's because of other stocks out there. Money's being flown into other stocks that may be playing a big role. They're also talking about the fact that there, people are learning about the deliveries from last month, which wasn't that good. And I totally understand that things like that happen, but I'm still very bullish for the near term and long term futures because remember, many analysts are now giving Nio a $67 to $70 price target for the near term future. And I think considering that Nio Day is coming out very soon, I could easily see this thing go all the way up there again. Remember last year, early last year, this was at $66, $67. So we could definitely see Nio run all the way up there quite soon. So I just want to put it out there. But remember one other thing that happened, Nio did put on their Twitter that upon the third anniversary of firmware over the air or hashtag FOTA or FOTA for all of Nio's production models. Get in-depth understanding of FOTA, and basically over there it goes into details about their their models, their production, and how they're actually able to improve production as time progresses. Now to me it's very very interesting for them to actually report this, and I'm going to go to the website right here, but it's interesting for them to put this out there because FODA is helping us understand the scaling technology of Nio. It's helping us understand its in-house developed technology exclusively. And when the third anniversary comes, we're going to learn more about their software and the journey it took for Nio. But I'm just putting it out there that we're seeing many, many different versions of FODA. It's basically the new uh, driving beta out there as well. And we're going to see many, many improvements coming constantly. And that's helping people understand how much it's improved, how much the front seat memory and other things like that are improving, like I said. And to me, it just makes it very interesting as the car is not just your typical car. You can connect it to your phone. You can do all sorts of amazing things. So with that said, guys, with the anniversary of FOTA out and big pieces of news and big catalysts, I do expect Nio to hit the mid 40s by next week and may even go as high as $46, which is where it has some resistance, as you can see from previous trends. And eventually that's not going to stop it. I think it's going to keep on running leading up to Nio Day. There's going to be a lot of excitement, and that could cause Nio to possibly go up to the 50s, maybe even as high as 56. Now, if Nio Day announces something huge, something very big, such as European expansion, such as a new car, this thing could maybe go back to the 60s quite easily and maybe even hit all-time highs shortly after. With that said and done, guys, I'm very bullish for Nio. Give it the time it needs, and this thing is going to take off. So thank you for listening, guys. Nio is an amazing, amazing company. It's a giant that's just waiting to take off. I do see it as a potential, competitor of Tesla, even though they're both great companies. But I'm just putting it out there, guys. Give Nio the time it needs, and this thing is going to soar. Thank you so much for listening, guys. Have a great rest of the day, and I'll see you on the next one. Thank you, and peace out.